Hi, Brent. How you doing today?
All right. I didn't mean that to sound like, what's his face?
What is that guy's name? I always forget that guy's name.
McConaughey, Matthew
Matthew
McConaughey.
McConaughey, yeah. I always think his name is going to be like Jeremy or something, but it's Matthew.
Yeah.
Matthew.
Well, yeah, Matthew.
Sheesh.
Matt, or you can call him Matt if you want.
Oh man, I met this guy named Matt the other day. Before we get the show started, welcome to the Poundcast. We have a great episode with Rocco from Mega 64. But before we get into that, we'll catch up a little bit. But yeah, I was at the store, and there was this guy that I met there named Matt. He was one of those no mask wearing. He was like a Karen, you know.
I hate that expression, Karen.
I know. My next door neighbor's name is Karen, and I think that's an insult to other Karens of the world.
It's an insult to Karens, and it just sounds stupid, you know? I don't know. It just sounds stupid to me.
It's something like condescending about it, or
something about it
ain't right.
It just ain't right. I don't like Karen. We should make a new word. Let's call.
And then they call the male one. They call the male ones Kevins. But
I don't like that either.
I know there's a lot of great Kevins out there. So
let's pick a more unique name like Kanye or something, and that can cover everybody's.
Kanye.
It could be male and female as unisex.
Okay, I like that. That's great. You know, in this day and age, you can't be having these gender things going on. It's a one word for people who act like that.
Kanye.
And I'm not saying that the way those people act is right. That ain't right. Anyway, I saw this Kanye, and his name was Matt. His name was Matt, but he's Kanye now. He goes, I was at the store, and they were like, "Sir, you have to have a mask on. You can't be in here." He's like, "It's my constitutional right. The COVID is a hoax. It's designed to ruin the economy." And then, these other people started, and he goes, "My name's Matthew, and I have a right." And I'm thinking, this guy's name is Kanye, And he's like, "I got a right to breathe air. I don't want to be oxygen deprived. The Democrats George Soros is making us wear masks." And I go, "Everybody cool out here. Everyone chill.
Everybody cool out.
Matthew's like, "What? Who are you?" And I go, "I didn't say a word." You know what I did? I held up the bag of Louisville vegan jerky buffalo dill, one of my favorite flavors. They happen to have it there. I won't say what store this occurred in, but they do have it at Whole Foods, Sprouts, different places like that. They happen to be our sponsor. So I was grabbing a couple bags at the store. And this Kanye was just going off about masks and all this conspiracy crap. And I just held up the bag. And he goes, "Wait a second. What is that?" And I said, "It's Louisville vegan jerky. They support they're a proud sponsor of the Poundcast. You can get 20% off at LouisvilleVeganFoods.com by simply using the code word Poundcast." And he's like, "Wait, hold on a second." And he goes like this. "This so good? How's this one?" And I go, Matthew, I won't call you Kanye anymore. That looks great." And then everyone at the store was cool with it. They were like, and they're like self-checkout, and he's like, and then he goes like this, which is, there's so many uses for these bags besides housing the most delicious vegan jerky and jerky in general on the market. They have all kinds of flavors, and they support the Poundcast, and you should, if you're listening, you might as well give it a shot. Get a couple bags. Get 20% off. I mean, that's an incredible deal, and this is a cool company, okay? It's non-GMO, hand-bagged in the USA. What else do you want?
Know what? Don't be a Kanye.
Don't be a Kanye.
Get Louisville Vegan Foods.
Don't be a Kanye. Get LouisvilleVeganFoods.com. and use the code word Poundcast and be a proud supporter of the Poundcast. You understand how that works, Brent?
Handbagged. The Poundcast is handbagged in the USA, just like
That's right.
vegan foods.
Who else we got?
This
Who else is
episode,
sponsoring us today, Brent?
this episode is also brought to us by Rockin' Pins.
That's right, Rockin' Pins.
Rockin' Pins is back in the mix, and Rockin' Pins have they do pins, they do enamel pins, and they do other stuff like T-shirts and things like that. And they actually have new official Groucho Marx T-shirts on their site right now.
I mean, he's my second favorite Marx besides Richard, but continue.
Oh, really? Second favorite. So it goes Richard, then Groucho, and then what?
Skid.
Like
Skid.
Carl.
Carl. That's right, Carl.
And then and also, Beavis
and then
Butthead
Birth.
What?
Birth.
Birth. Wait, what? Who?
Birth.
Birthmarks.
What if they named one of their kids Birth? Like there's like a fifth or a fourth Marx brother.
They're right. Birthmarks.
Okay. Anyway, Rockin' Pins is our sponsor today. One of our two proud sponsors.
Beavis and Butthead has been announced to come back to MTV. So you can get your exclusive Beavis and Butthead merch at rockinpins.com. This is where you can find all this stuff. They also have an Instagram. It's at rockinpins. That's ROCKINPINS. And check this out. They have Two Wet Crew and Neil Hamburger pins already.
That's right. You can get the Two Wet Crew logo with the iconic water drop with the bloody barbed wire. It's all there.
But guess
it's all
what,
there on the
though?
pin. Guess what, though?
Guess what, though?
What?
There's a new Pound House pin coming out on Rockin' Pins. And it's coming out on Rockin' Pins. So
that's right. Pound House. It says, "Oh, you make dope beats" on it, and it's me and Brent, and that's coming out soon.
Room.
So
it's the Joe's Room clip.
The Joe's Room clip, which is now canon in the world of YouTube comedy videos, right, Brent?
That's right. It is.
It is
referenced all over the place. Joe's Room. Everybody's like, now when people move into apartments, they name, that will be Joe's Room, even if there isn't.
Yeah.
Even if there isn't somebody there,
They they talk about like Dick in the Box. They talk about, I don't know, Joe's Room. It's like one of the classic comedy things that's ever happened. Now it's on a pin at rockinpins.com.
That is right. And it also actually uses the Dope Beats face though, which is also canon, the Dope Beats face. Everybody makes that face.
Yeah, we have so much canon, we can pretty much take out the Spanish Armada.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Something like that. I don't know.
That's right. So anyway, that's Rockin' Pins. And also, I guess anything else to quickly mention before we...
Yeah, real quick. If you want to support the Poundcast and listen to extended Poundcast episodes, because if you're listening to the free version of this right now, it's going to be a little shorter than the full experience, which you can only listen to if you are a Patreon subscriber, a Patreon pimple. And we start at a very low tier for that service. $2 to be. I'm just going to be honest with you here.
Yeah,
$2 a month is the minimum you could pay to get the full After Dark extended Poundcast episodes. So what does that come out to? 50 cents per episode?
50 cents a week? That's cheap as deek.
50 cents a week?
50
that's
cents
less
a week?
That's less than a thimble of coffee.
50 cents a week? That's cheap as deek.
That's cheap as deek. That's cheek as deek.
That cheek is deek.
And so what we're going to do now, and also I have a Patreon, patreon.com/DougPound. And every day I do a daily blog on a secret Instagram page that you can only access if you support me there. And you get sneak peeks of videos. Brent and I just dropped a video today, but my patrons caught that on, I think, last week. They were able to check that out.
And, look, just a couple things. we got a YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/thepoundcast. And there's an Instagram page as well, The Poundcast. And that's where you can see videos of the episodes. And if you want after dark videos, that's on the Patreon for a little bit of a higher tier.
Okay, one more thing. I still have merch. I have Poundcast t-shirts. I have Ask to Dad t-shirts, which are great for the summer. And, you know, you could wear them when you're going to Jiffy Lube to get your car worked on. You wear that. People can't look at your face anymore, so they want to look at they want to look at something. Look at your shirt. And they'll say, "Ask to Dad, what is that? What is that?"
And like, what's that brown stuff?
What's that brown stuff behind it? And you could say, "Oh, just go to dougpound.bigcartel.com. Dougpound.bigcartel with Doug Pound with 2 G's .bigcartel.com. You can have your own. What is Ask to Dad? You know what? It was a comedy bit I did 5 years ago. And
it's canon.
I'm not gonna. It's canon.
Why explain it? It's canon.
Yeah, I'm basically Nick. I'm Nick. I'm Doug Cannon, Nick's brother.
One other thing about that video that we had come out, this basketball video. First of all, it's the first part in maybe 3 or 4 installments, right? And 2, in case anybody's wondering, we shot this in January. Okay, it was before any of this quarantining stuff, so people were kind of wondering about that, about us getting close, no masks and stuff like that. January, so it's canon. Anyway, all right, let's get on.
Right,
with the show.
no one. We shot that.
I think people cared about that. I think.
Well, they didn't read the description because I said no one cares. I explained we shot this way before the pandemic. Whatever. All right, so here's a remix of our theme song, brought to you by Nathan Pittman, one of our interns, and he's also a Patreon subscriber. And if you're another perk of the Patreon is you can get the stems to the Poundcast theme song. And
work for us
every week, one of our Pound Pimples. So far we haven't run out of these. We've had tons of these, and they're all really cool. So here's this week's remix, brought to you by Nathan Pittman. Thank you, Nathan. And while this is playing, maybe you can bring on Rocco.
That's right.
Welcome to the Poundcast. Sorry, Doug Lucenow, Brent Weinbach, and brought to you in part by Louisville Vegan Food. Welcome to the Poundcast. Welcome to the Poundcast. Welcome to the Poundcast. Welcome to the Poundcast.
Hello, can you hear me?
Wow, that was a perfect transition. Hello, Rocco.
Hey.
First of all, cool remix. That was very jazzy. That's the jazziest one we've had, right?
What did I do? What was jazzy?
this theme song that we just played. But
yeah. Thank you. I spent a lot of time. I wanted to kind of nail that.
But it faded out right when you came in, and it couldn't have been more perfect. So
I was kind of I'm working on the timing last night, just trying to get that correct so that there was just no gaps. So
yes, do you do a lot of these Zoom kind of things nowadays?
You know what? I think this is the second time I've used Zoom ever, and ironically, like the day before you asked me to get Zoom, someone else asked, like, "Yo, you got to use Zoom for this call." I was like, "Okay, fine." Somehow I avoided Zoom this whole time, but we did a lot of like Google Hangouts and FaceTime, so I've got the best of all worlds now.
Are you doing Twitch?
Yes, a lot of Twitch streaming, yes.
So Rocco is from, for those of you who don't know, Rocco is from Mega 64.
Yes.
Formed in 2003?
Yeah, 2003. Yeah.
In San Diego.
Yeah, we've been doing video stuff on the internet since then. We kind of all, the other guys in the group, we all kind of met in high school, and we wanted to do more video stuff, and we thought, we should put stuff on public access TV, which I don't know if anyone even remembers what that was at this point.
I remember I had a public access show.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You really did? I didn't know that.
I did. Yeah. No one has ever seen it. I may release it on Patreon or something one day.
Okay.
But
Wow. I'd love to see it. But yeah.
I'll send it to you. It's
Okay,
embarrassing.
I appreciate it. I'll be looking for the VHS in the mail. But we were making stuff for that. We just thought, that'd be funny to air something on that. And then it was like, well, to kind of like drum up some hype for this public access show, really wanted to drum up hype for that. We uploaded stuff to our own website, and it was great back then because you'd upload stuff and then you'd have to pay the bill for all the downloads. So you'd put up a video and you'd want it to get 1 million views and also pray that it wouldn't get 1 million views. Because then the bandwidth bill would be like thousands of dollars.
Yeah, I remember that because we did that. We put up the G.I. Joe videos, the first few.
Yeah.
That I did with Eric Fensler.
Yeah.
And that crashed it wasn't even on us. It was like on my friend's website for his art gallery. It was like, if you go in there and like go deep Easter egg, we just had a link to like the quick times.
Oh,
what did you have, like real players or Windows Media viewers, or?
I think we were a Windows Media team.
Uh-huh.
We had MPEG files at first, and then we were like, Windows Media files. Those are a little bit smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were a little smaller, and everyone on a Mac really loved us, really loved our site. So, no, but yeah, that's what we did for the longest time. And then even when YouTube came around in like late 2005, early 2006, it was, not clear at all if that would last or not. So it was like, well, all right, let's throw, we could host some clips on there. Maybe if you want to click that, maybe you're on a Mac, you don't want to open a Windows Media file, put it on there, but it was still kind of a secondary thing. It was like, yeah, whatever, throw it on YouTube, but then we'll have it on our site too. That's where you'll go. And
so you had Mega 64 stuff on the earliest YouTube days.
Yeah.
Wow. So you got in there right at the crack of dawn of YouTube.
Yeah, it was copywritten. It was copyright violation style clips from TV shows and then our skits. So it was really the perfect combo. Entertainment never got better since that.
You got an early following on YouTube then.
Yeah. We one of our biggest videos we did was like we recreated a thing from Resident Evil. And we put that on YouTube in like early 2006. We were uploading old videos and stuff, but we put up a new video on there. Again, this was like early 2006. We did a video where we didn't really get arrested, but we got a lot of bad police activity in a video that we did, and we uploaded that immediately, and it got millions of views. And we were like, maybe we should just keep uploading to YouTube then. Oh, okay.
What do you mean you got police activity?
I was dressed as this is really highbrow stuff, so bear with me. I was dressed as a character from Resident Evil 4. We all really liked this Resident Evil 4 game, and we loved that there was the character you would buy stuff from in the game. It was like he was a merchant. I don't know if you guys are big gamers or not. I actually don't know where you stand with that.
Well,
I don't know if I'm over explaining.
No, please over explain, because I'm not a big gamer. I do like video games. I used to be a big gamer. Brent is a huge gamer, but like he's also kind of a retro gamer. I'm kind of a retro gamer myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I do play occasionally new games, but they're usually independent games, and usually games that have an older sensibility about them.
Okay, yeah. So you're not playing the new Call of Duty every year,
right? Exactly. I don't play. Homie, don't play that.
Okay, yeah. Understandable. Well, yeah, so in Resident Evil 4, anytime you need to buy items in the game, like you would turn a corner and they would just shove a guy in a trench coat into a corner of like any given room. Like it wouldn't even make sense within the story. You'd be exploring some castle, and then every so often they'd give you a place to stop and rest and buy items. And anytime you reached a restroom, not a restroom, but a room that you could rest in, there'd be one of these dudes in a trench coat just, what are you buying? And he'd open up his trench coat and he'd have a bunch of gear for you to buy. They would just place them randomly throughout the game. So we thought like, well, what if we did that? Like, what if I just posted up like that guy and I just like, just like in the Costco or something.
I'm watching it now. It's awesome.
Oh, okay.
That's awesome.
Well, I had a trench coat full of like random sketchy looking gear. And as we learned, you that's not the best idea. So, we had the cops called on us like immediately. Like there was this weird, guy in a trench coat. He's trying to like.
You did it as a candid camera kind of prank.
Yeah, we just thought it'd be fun to kind of like that. That was one of the styles of videos that we do is just kind of getting. Sometimes we'll do something stupid and just kind of get reactions from it. I'm always hesitant to call it a prank because I feel like YouTube pranks have kind of a bad connotation. You know what I mean? Like. Doing something severely messed up or something to somebody.
Right.
We just wanted to do stuff that was weird,
That's why I say candid camera because that's the positive. That's how you make it sound good, positive.
It does. It's keeping it posy. I appreciate that. But anyway, so we did that, and we had like 5 police cars box us in. Like they thought it was a major. They like someone called that I was a terrorist. Somebody called that I was a flasher because I kept doing that to people. You name it. Somebody called about it.
And were you saying that this is when you were in high school or something?
I mean, we weren't. I don't think we were long out of high school at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So
when the police came up to you, did you go want to buy some stuff or whatever you said?
No. They made us put our hands up. Like we had gotten into our car and they made us like stop and put our hands outside the car. And they're like, we don't know what this is. They were on their guns and everything, like approaching the car. And we were just like, we were just making a video. And they had to gave us a once over to see if everything was okay. And they made us get out of the car and they patted us all down. They patted everybody down except for me. And I was like wired for sound and like all this other stuff. So like we got great recordings of all this stuff because like they took everyone else's gear away, but me, they were like, all right, we could see this is a stupid video. And they didn't like take any of that gear off. So I got great audio.
Oh, wow. So did you use the police catching you and checking you out as part of the video?
There's like a second of it in the video where you see us get busted. But yeah, we have like some extra footage. I'm sure it ended up somewhere.
So after high school, did you go to college or anything? Or were you like, I got this figured out?
Yeah. No, we all did some college. I mean, I got like my general education or whatever.
You got the AA.
Yeah, I got the general stuff out of the way.
You got the Alcoholics Anonymous. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But we did take, at least I did. I took like a lot of classes when it came, related to like directing and video editing and things like that. And those were the ones that I bailed on because it was just everyone telling me how I was doing everything wrong. It was, I don't know, like I would edit something together and they'd be like, oh, you shouldn't do that. You should take this more seriously. And like, while that was happening, we had videos that were, there was at the time in like early 2000s, there was a really the biggest video game magazine was called Electronic Gaming Monthly.
I used to subscribe to it.
Yeah, I used to love that magazine. And they reached out to us around then because there wasn't really a lot of people doing what we were doing. And they reached out and they said like, hey, for the next like 6 months, what if we had a DVD in our magazine that had like your videos on it? And it was like, okay. And so that magazine was huge. And so suddenly we were seeing like, I mean, even we would go to 7-Eleven and there'd be a magazine with like our DVD in it, or an airport or whatever. So that was like a really big break for us. There's still people to this day that come up to us and they're like, oh, I remember finding your DVD. I was at the grocery store and I stole it out of the magazine and I watched it, whatever. But yeah, that was happening at the same time that all our video editing teachers and stuff were going like, you don't know how to edit. I was like,
can you give an example of like what you did that the teacher had a problem with?
Yeah. Oh, we did. I took a stage directing class, and I think you'll be able to find this video somewhere. But like, we did. I think one of the assignments in our directing class was like, all right, we're going to give you the stage at this college. We're going to give you the stage, and we want you to make a music video come to life. like direct this thing and like bring it to life in front of everyone on stage. Like that was one of our assignments. And almost every single one of them in our class was like a song about like dealing with suicide or something. You know, it was like, here's an AFI song where, you know, a girl's about to jump or whatever. That was all of them. And then mine was an Aquabat song. It was like kind of an electronic little like demo that they did or whatever. And it was like, you know, just a guy beating up, like I had all my friends dress up like monsters and he's just beating them up on stage. And I would have to sit through 2 classes worth of them telling me why that didn't work. Like, you know, I feel like Tyler, when he did his, you know, there was just a lot of meaning behind it. And I feel like Rocco, when you did yours, I have to wonder, like, what am I getting out of this? You beat up that green bear. And I just kind of am wondering, like, what I'm getting out of all this. And it's like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
dude, I can relate because
I can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I would just do like, I went to film school. I tried to do a lot of funny stuff, and everyone else was trying to do like cool, like Quentin Tarantino. Everyone wanted to be like Quentin Tarantino when I was in film school.
Yeah. Yes.
And I would just try to do like, I don't know, weird stuff I thought was funny.
You were trying to do more Jim Jarmusch type stuff. Everyone was Tarantino. You were kind of doing more of a Spike Lee joint.
No, I was like, I don't know what I was trying to do, but
you were trying to do more like Bogdanovich.
I was just trying to do weird stuff.
There was a lot of Bogdanovichian.
I did have teachers that, I mean, some teachers got it and they were like, you know, you should keep going. You got some talent or something. And other teachers were like, you gotta, yeah. I mean, my one friend, I remember in college, this one guy did this. We took like a film class where you had to make a film. You had to shoot it like a live action with actors, but he insisted on making a claymation or a stop motion. Like he broke the rules. And the teacher said, no, you can't do that. But he did it anyway. And it turned out really cool. He made this like really awesome little short, like on 16 millimeter film.
Oh, wow.
And then she kind of like gave him an F or something. And I'm like thinking, that is so stupid. Like he's doing his thing. He's doing who cares that doesn't have actors.
To be fair, that wasn't the assignment. You know, the assignment was live action thing.
No, that's stupid.
The claymation thing on his own time. You know, do the assignment. You know?
I remember I took a poetry class, and this is a recurring theme, I guess, because I took a poetry class, which I don't know why I did that. I think I must have needed the credit or something, or I don't know. But I took a poetry class, and I remember I wrote. Again, I was just trying to find eclectic things to write about, and I remember one day I was really enjoying some string cheese that I brought to school. Class or something, and I wrote about that. I thought, how funny would it be to do a really in-depth poem about how much I'm enjoying string cheese, and then I feel bad about eating it because it's not, you know, maybe I don't know if it's healthy or not, or I don't know. It was stupid, but I remember when the class reviewed it, everyone thought it was like some kind of sexual thing. Like it was like, whoa, like the way you wrote about this, like there's some stuff going on here. Wow. And then when it was all the analysis was over, I was like, yeah, it's just about string cheese. Like I just was eating it. And again, it was like a whole class worth of like, well, that's stupid. I just don't, why would you write a poem about string cheese? And it's like, is that, what are we supposed to do? Like, you know, it's like, I'm sorry. Like, that's just dumb. Like say that up front. Cause this is,
we got to start our own college or our own like online university. Us three. Yeah, we could be the three on the board.
Yeah,
and you can't do any pretentious like meaningful stuff. It has to be absurd comedy college or something.
Yeah, it wasn't even that I never wanted to do that stuff. It's just that when I would try to do something more eclectic, it was always like, now why would you do that? Shame on you. Why would you do that? And it's like, I'm sorry.
What was the college?
I was just going to say, to your point about teaching and all that stuff, I could think of no greater editing teacher than you, Doug. How much stuff that imprinted on my first step in when I learned to like edit videos. My first teacher was Bam Margera. Now let me explain, because he would do the CKY videos, and that was kind of the lesson in like, okay, if this guy can like this guy can edit videos like this, and like his stuff was more like edited to music and things like that. I was like, okay, if this guy could do it, let me see if I could do it, you know. So that was stage 1. But then stage 2 was discovering the stuff that you edited, Doug, because then that was like, wait a second, comedy can come out of the editing. It doesn't, even if this thing we wrote is a turd, you can do something funny in editing. And man, I leaned on that for a long time.
That's my whole career. So yeah, I mean, skate videos are always, you know, they're always kind of the innovators in many ways, or skateboarding culture in general. But
but I should. I was just going to say real quick, I should balance this out, because I do want to say, despite all of that, Brent, you do have possibly my favorite YouTube video of all time is one of yours, which is
nice.
Well, 2 of them, I should say. Your review of the mint julep at Disneyland and your review of the Dole Whip at Disneyland.
Oh yeah.
Where he immediately throws them away. That's still 2 of my favorite clips.
Oh yeah, thanks.
I didn't see the mint julep. I only saw the orange whip, or the
That's
Dole.
part 1.
Dole.
The mint julep is part 1, and the Dole Whip is part 2. But my cousin just shot that we were at Disneyland, and 2 different times at Disneyland, and you know, just kind of did that spur of the moment.
Brent, why would you throw out a perfectly good Dole Whip? I mean, were you going to buy another one, or did you get a free one?
What are you, a teacher at one of these schools? Right?
How did that? No, because I mean, I just can't see you throwing something away that you'd want.
I mean,
got you there.
It was a sexual thing.
Yeah,
supposed to be sexual.
I knew it.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be. So that's good.
It's supposed to be there was a sexual, deeper meaning to it. No, I just, you know, it's a comedy video. It's just we're doing it as a joke, you know.
Yeah, but at Disney World, a Dole Whip, that's got to be $10.
Yeah.
Oh, and I had to wait in line.
Yeah,
the line was long
for
too.
Mint Juleps is no joke. So that I knew I can't speak for anybody else, but I knew the level at which you were working. You know,
I will say, okay, you guys want to know a secret? Actually, should I do this now or save it for after dark? There's a secret behind the mint julep video.
Just do it now. Don't be teasing after dark.
Okay, I won't. But secrets like this is the kind of stuff you can expect after dark.
There's gonna be more secrets out there.
This is a little tease to get you to wet that ass, you know.
I'm there. I'm excited.
The mint julep video, I actually did drink like half of the mint julep first, and then filled it with water and filled it back to the top. So that's actually half the amount of the mint julep. I actually did drink half of it.
See, because look, I know Brent very well, and I knew he wouldn't just waste a $10 beverage for a comedy video. Something.
No.
It's got to be in there.
No, I absolutely would waste something for the Dole Whip. By the way, the Dole Whip was pure. In fact, the video shows me buying it.
Yeah,
I had just got it.
Complete the transaction, and then that thing is in the trash.
Yeah, I didn't even take a bite of it, and it went right into the trash.
Let me ask you something, Brent. Did you buy another one after that, and being like, "Man, that did look good, though. I do want to buy it."
Nah. No. First of all, the comedy of it is more important than the treat itself. That is the treat.
No, I get that. I was just curious. After you shot your, one of the top videos of all time, did you go ahead and buy yourself a Dole Whip, or you never wanted the Dole Whip?
I don't think I did, and I didn't really need it, to be honest.
Okay,
it served its purpose.
I didn't mean to bring this up to you guys to make you guys argue or anything. I don't want to like.
No.
This is not. No, we're just talking it. This is how we talk.
That's a Poundcast class. That's a Pound class or cast exclusive that that the mint julep I actually had drunk like half of it, maybe a third of it. I drank.
That blew me away. I didn't know that.
Secrets are revealed.
This is kind of messing me up. That's okay.
Anyway, so Rocco, how did you? So after you got that DVD deal with the magazine, is that when you were like, okay, this is my job now, or did you have like a day job during that time, or what?
During the earliest days? Yeah, I worked at Blockbuster. It was great. I mean, as good as that can be.
Late days of Blockbuster.
Yeah, it really was, and it was great because we would like do stuff with we did a lot of stuff centered obviously around video games, and so I could rent them for free. It was great. It was like, oh, we need
Right.
footage from this. Oh, don't worry, I got that in the
Right.
Blockbuster archives.
But as far as movies goes, they would edit their movies, though, of course, which
Did
I
they,
always would warn people: don't rent movies from Blockbuster. Just
did
do
they
video
edit them?
games.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
Who?
Blockbuster edited their movies and didn't put any warning on it that it was edited for content.
What? I don't remember hearing about that.
What you mean? They made them like the R-rated ones, like less violent or
They would
sexual?
just
or
take out
something?
scenes that they found objectionable. So here's an example, and this was in the cell bin. So my friend bought Beetlejuice, the movie, on VHS, and then it didn't have the scene where he said "nice effing model" and he kicks the tree over, or he honks his penis or whatever, or he honks his crotch and
Oh,
says
yeah,
"nice
classic.
effing model," honk honk.
Uh-huh.
It was deleted from it.
Whoa.
And anyway, their Blockbuster would do that. They would take out scenes from movies. And to my knowledge, Hollywood Video, which was owned by the same company, did not do that. So,
Whoa.
but hey, look, video games. I went to Blockbuster to rent video games, but I was also whenever it came to video movies, I said no way. I did 20/20 video.
Whoa. Damn, I didn't
Power
know.
video.
I didn't know I was like serving that kind of beast. You know, like
Well, I think it's because they had a lot of Christian shareholders. I think.
Oh yeah, yeah. A lot of those Christian shareholders came into our store. Definitely.
Is that true? Oh, really?
Yeah. No, I don't know if they were shareholders, but there were people coming in all the time, just like I can't believe you sold me this, kind of stuff or whatever. There was a real
wait, really?
Yeah. There were a lot of people that would come in like upset about the content of something, or
Wow.
I remember at that time Johnny Depp was like a big problem too. It was like, hey, I want to return Pirates. I'd like my money back for that, and it's like, why? And it was just right when the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie came out, and they were like, I didn't know Johnny Depp was going to be in this. He's not a patriot. So it's like, oh, okay.
Even
So-
back then, the Patriot thing was around.
Even
Was this-
back then.
Was this in San Diego?
Yeah.
So San Diego is that conservative, huh?
In the area that I worked in, it was more so. Definitely, it was definitely an area where there was more of that. So
Okay.
yeah, it was stuff like that. Yeah, it was
Because you grew up in San Diego. Are you some sort of like? Are you a Comic-Con kind of guy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm a Comic-Con kind of guy. That's probably the most insulting thing you could have said to me. No, no. But we do actually around the time that we started. So within a year of us starting, I think it was like 2004. It's funny. We always went like when we were kids. Like Comic-Con's been around since the 70s. So like even when we were all kids, we would go. Like my dad used to take me when I was real little and stuff. And so that's just in our backyard. And so
In a sense, you're a true Comic-Con guy. A lot of these people who go there nowadays, they're just posers. But you're truly, you made Comic-Con.
Yeah, those guys are posers. I'm like the cool kind of thing they're all looking up to situation.
That's how I am about Los Angeles. In the Hollywood. There's a lot of these people come out from Chicago or wherever, and they try to like say they're from Hollywood.
Yeah.
This is the real Hollywood right here.
Exactly. They look to you.
I
Yeah,
started
but-
Hollywood.
None of this fake stuff.
There's some people that are like born here and they don't have any choice in the matter, but there's other people that are simply drawn here from like worlds away.
Yeah.
And those are the real people who like are meant to be here, not some other just happen to be born here.
Yeah.
That's true.
Just some
Yeah, that's
lucky
true.
silver spoon kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's more
Well,
like
so,
a silver fish. I was
so,
born with a silver fish in my mouth.
Rocco, I posted we have a Facebook page that you're going to
Yeah.
be here. I said, what should we ask him? And
Oh.
the comments just lit up.
Well, I don't know how it was on Facebook because I saw the replies on Twitter and I didn't see one good question on there. I'm gonna be real. I saw a lot of like, describe you took a dump, describe it or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Twitter was bad, but I don't know
Well,
how was Facebook?
Twitter's kind of a dump. Like me and Brent just released a video today.
Yeah.
And on Instagram, it's just blowing up. All
Okay.
amazing, tons of comments. On Twitter, it's like maybe 8 people commented with like, there's like not much engagement. No one cares. They just want to talk
really?
about politics or whatever is going, On
Yeah.
Twitter's a dump. Facebook's a dump too, but like, I don't know. They get some okay comments here. Let's see here.
Sometimes Twitter for some reason, gets a lot of views sometimes.
Yeah, I was going to say, we do
Yeah.
pretty well. I think we actually do the best on Twitter somehow.
Sometimes things catch on there and they get
Yeah.
the most views on Twitter, you know?
Yeah.
You never know.
Well, I got to start, people got to start retweeting.
Yeah. Hey,
Um,
what else can you say? You got to start retweeting.
Now, I don't know if this is a joke question or not,
That's all I saw on Twitter, so I'm already prepared.
but it seems like it could be real.
Uh-huh.
Ryan asks, one of the bravest things you've done on camera is drink your own piss for Christmas cast.
Oh God, somebody really asked about that. Oh my God.
Wait, say what? He says what?
My question is, how did it taste? Would you do it again?
Last thing I really wanted to discuss on here, but you know what? I have to, I guess. Damn.
Do you want us to cut this out? We can.
No, it's fine. We do a
You drank only half of it, and then you fill the rest up with water to.
yeah. So
Make it
you
look
already
like
know the trick. It's
Yeah,
not.
I know that.
No, we do
Classic.
a thing every year. It became a tradition. There was one year that for Christmas we did a live stream where everyone did like an eating competition. Like, hey, I think I can chug a whole gallon of milk. Okay. Well, I think I can chug a gallon of eggnog. Okay. It wasn't even in our mind that this would become like a official thing, but there was one Christmas that we did that. And then it became a thing every year where like we tried to one up it. Like, yo, this year I'm going to eat 200 Pop-Tarts. Okay, well, I'm going to eat my weight in Subway sandwiches or something like that. It just got weirder and grosser every year. And then one year it became that I drank. You ever see one of those Life Straw things? Do you know about that?
I know about that. I have one.
Oh, okay. There you go. I think you're like big on like camping and stuff, right?
Yeah, so it's a straw where you can like dip it into any water source, whether it's a pond or a puddle, and
Yeah.
it'll filter it out
It
and
purifies
it's safe to
it.
drink. Purifies it.
Yeah. So yeah, it's also intended for like if you have to drink your own piss, it will make it okay.
Really?
So that was what I ended up doing one year. Is like I tasted my it was not fun.
So
Hold on a second.
you life strawed it. So, but it
Yeah.
didn't quite it didn't convert that back to straight H2O. I take it.
Oh, the crispest, cleanest water you've ever had. No, it was like it was like a hot, salty nightmare. It was really not good.
Oh, how
It was
much
really
did you
not
drink?
What's that?
How much would you say you drank?
Oh, really not a lot. We did like that was the planned bit. Like, oh man, we one up this every year. No one's gonna expect my own piss. And so I tried it. And on camera, you could see everyone just have this look of like, yeah, we don't need to one up ourselves every year on this anymore. Like it just
Did it end after that?
we still do it, but now it's a more fun kind of like competitive like tournament where, hey, I think I can eat a lot of Oreos faster than you could eat, you know.
Right. You're not going Jackass style.
Yeah, for a minute it was going Jackass style where I was doing that. Our friend Kevin, who works here, he brought something. Maybe you're familiar with this. I don't.
But you mean Kanye, right? I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's who I'm. Yeah.
It's a joke to something we did in the intro, but sorry.
Oh, okay.
Carry
Well,
on.
I'm sure it'll be great. But no, but our friend Kevin imported this fish called surströmming. Do you guys know about this?
Iceland
I think so. Yeah.
or one of those weird fermented ones or something.
It was a fermented fish thing in a can, and they actually warn you like you cannot open this. Like you have to be careful where you open this because the smell is so bad. Like if you open this on a plane, like they'll land the plane, and it'll be like a federal situation. Like it's you have to be careful with this stuff. And so I think it was the same year, or maybe it was the year. I don't remember, but. He brought that. Again, we were all trying to one-up each other with gross food. So someone brought like, oh, I got a freeze-dried tarantula and I'm going to eat that or whatever. But he brought surströmming, and that ended up being the thing that like ended that whole kind of show because it smelled so bad like no one could continue recording.
So it's worse than piss, basically.
Oh, piss was like a walk in the park. Piss was like, the smell. Well, you've been to Disneyland. That smell of like fresh baked cookies on Main Street. Piss is that compared to surströmming.
Wait, so what happened? So you opened it up indoors?
Kevin did. He said, "Check it out! I got a new food this year, surströmming." And he opened it, and it was like Pandora's box. It was like he opened it, and you could see a mist come off it, like.
It was like in Raiders of the Lost Ark when they open up the Ark
of the Covenant.
Yes,
and everyone's face melts.
Yeah, that's like almost the most accurate. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember what year it was, but if you look up the show from that year, it ends the show. Like we had all these bits planned and all these things, and he opens that, and it was like really the closest I can describe is like if you put how a dumpster smells. Like if you just went over a dumpster and just took that in. Ooh. It's like 10 dumpsters right under your nose at once.
I know that smell.
Wait, so did he eat it, or was it just like game over?
I think the closest we got is like someone like kind of licked it, but they couldn't do it. Like it was the smell was so violently bad that they had to like throw it down. It's like, we got to get out of here.
That'd be funny if it like smelled super violently bad, but then it tastes like good. It tastes like vanilla ice cream or something.
Well, it's gotta exist for something, right? Like I imagine that's probably what it was like. Like it smells so bad, but it exists for this reason. It's so good.
Well, there's people that probably invented it during a time of
desperation,
of famine, and then they grew to love that taste, and they just kept going.
That's how I feel about in Iceland they have the rotted shark as a delicacy.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
Years old rotted shark. I'm thinking. Yeah. This is a delicacy. Someone was like trapped on an island or something, or they were trapped somewhere and they had to eat rotted shark, and then that became like something special.
I don't know what happened, but that was I've never smelled anything more heinous in my life, and it was the kind of thing that like the next morning you swear you could still like I can smell it on me. Like we had to like wash our clothes. It was that bad. It was the worst thing. You never smelled anything that bad.
Okay, so there's some good questions here.
Okay.
I'm loving the crossover. This is from Graham. I'm loving the crossover of the Poundcast and Mega 64.
Cool.
On that topic, what do you think would be the most epic crossover? I'm thinking Avatar meets the Matrix level idea. Like he says, dream big.
Yeah.
And that goes for you and me, Brent. We all should answer this. This could be cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, Avatar and Matrix is kind of a great, it's a great comparison. They're both like, they both have to like jack in, they're both like plugged into something. So you could have like Neo's over here, like, oh, I know how to work a helicopter now. I'm doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And then you've got Jake Sully over here. He, he's all like, Sivako. Do you guys know any Na'vi talk or
language? I am fluent, yeah, but I try not to talk in public with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I flunked it in college. I was trying to do clay animation for it, and they said, no, that's not how you do it.
Oh, damn. I'm sorry. I went to there's like an Avatar themed part of Disney World. And I told a story on a podcast once, but I went there. They opened it was like breakfast, and I went into they have a restaurant in Avatar World or whatever you want to call it. And I went in there and I turned the corner, and I was the only one in the restaurant, and the whole staff was looking at me. They were all like, and I was like, oh. And I think they were waiting for a big crowd to come in because they do this what do you call it? Like some kind of, they go through like almost like this sermon. Like they do something in the Avatar language when they open the restaurant, but like no one was coming that morning.
Were they all dressed up? Were they all blued up and stuff?
No, they were in like uniforms. Like they were like the human helpers on the planet Pandora. And I turned the corner and they're all looking at me. And then you could see one of them whisper to the other, like, is he the only one coming? Is he? Yeah. Okay. Let's just do it. Okay. And they went through this whole process where they needed me to yell Sivako, which means answer the call or something like that. And they couldn't open until I yelled that. And they were like, normally it's a group, but you just have to like, okay. They couldn't forego the ceremony at all. Like, oh, it's just one person. Let's not do it. They had to do it. So it was just me, and they were like, I was like, I just want a chicken quesadilla, and they were like, no, you have to yell Sivaco. Okay, Sivaco, and then they got me a chicken quesadilla.
Kind of reminds me of the time I did a stand-up comedy show for 2 people in the audience.
Oh, really?
But that was
really
2
did
people.
that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
But it
god!
was actually kind of cool,
Yeah.
And then
Where,
actually,
at Disneyland?
and actually one time I used to do sketch comedy. I did a sketch show for 1 person once in their hotel room.
I was on tour with Mikey and maybe Andre Highland. Maybe it was that tour. I think 1 person came to this one show in like Charleston, South Carolina. It was like maybe 3 people. It was like one guy was there, super fan, and then like we kind of like got some people off the street, like, come on in here, come on here. Just, it's a free show. Just it's nothing like this in town tonight. Trust us. Check this out.
That's funny. We did a somehow, I can't believe this was this year, but we did a live tour, our first live tour earlier this year. We did
only the first one ever. I'm
our
surprised you
first
guys
live
don't.
tour.
I'm surprised you guys don't do that a lot.
Yeah, it's funny because we all met doing like theater and stuff, but we just we all got. I mean, we just got into video making and stuff. That's kind of where we do our thing, but. We always try, like, we do a lot of conventions throughout the year. Like, we'll do, like, again, like Comic-Con or different gaming conventions and stuff, and they'll let us do panels, but we always try to make those theatrical. You know what I mean? Like, any other panel at these cons, someone will just sit down, like, all right, ask us questions. But
Right.
we'll have, like, video presentation stuff, and, like, sometimes we'll do stuff in character or whatever. So that's all, we always consider that like kind of performing, but this was the first time we actually did like, hey, let's actually like get back in touch with our, our theater roots and like sell tickets or whatever. And we did that. It's hard to believe that happened this year. We did it like right before everything.
I bet it was going off, right? You probably had big crowds at all of the shows.
It was good. But the reason I bring it up is I think was it North Carolina you were talking about? Is that where the 2-person thing was?
It was Charleston. Is that the name of it? It was one of those towns with a C. I think it was Charleston.
Oh, okay.
That's in North Carolina.
Is it?
Charlotte. Maybe it was Charlotte.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I can't. Anyway.
It's not a great memory, so it's not in the top of my memory bank. But
yeah. Well, anyway, that our tour it did really well, and we had like it was a big success. But
was that with you, Brent?
What's that?
I'm sorry, Rocco. Brent, was that on one of the Poundhouse tours?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So you were there, duh.
But there was like, I don't know, 20 people at the show though, or something like that. It wasn't that bad.
I'm sorry for cutting you off there.
Oh, no. I was just bringing it up because I think we did the same thing, and it was the same thing. It was like, we did a New York show that like sold out in like 30 seconds, and like all these great venues on the East Coast. We had a great show in Jersey, and then we did. I want to say it was like North Carolina, and it was like, I think we got like 20 people coming. It was like 20 people in like a cafe. Like we did all these great venues.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly
same thing with us. We had these really big shows, or
sold out. Shows. New York City sold out.
Philadelphia was big. It was going on.
Yeah.
We do this show in some Carolina. It wasn't the one near Chapel Hill.
It's not Charlotte?
It was probably, what was it? I remember what you mean. I know what you mean, but there was barely anybody at the show. It was like 15 to 20 people. And then when we were hanging out outside, these 2 people walked by and they recognized us and they said, "Whoa, what are you guys doing in town?" And we said, "Well, we just did a show." Yeah. And they were like, "Yeah, they didn't know about that." And we're thinking,
promotion is really important with these venues. They got to get the word out there,
Yeah, it was so annoying.
I honestly think, I swear, I'm not copying you guys, but I swear the same thing happened to us. We were in that area and we're like, all right, before the show, let's go get a sandwich or something. And it was like, I never thought I'd see you guys here. Oh my gosh, Mega 64 is in my town. Wow. Why are you here? Dude, we have a show tonight. Like, come
right.
And it's like, no one knew about it. Yeah. But I think the venue that we did, I think they just closed. So I'm not trying to be negative. Shout out to them. I don't remember their name, so not that big of a shout out. But
okay, I'm going to answer this guy's question. The ultimate epic crossover. I have 2 ideas. Jackass, because that you guys reminded me how great Jackass is.
Yeah.
X, white girls.
Oh.
You get those actors to be white girls, and then they're just out in the world doing
urban
stuff.
kayaking and stuff.
Yeah.
What about this? Jack asked to dad.
Ooh.
There you go. How about
How about
UHF X Friday the 13th?
Whoa.
Jason's back, but then now he attacks Weird Al's TV station 30 years later.
I think most people are they're finally ready to see Weird Al die on in some form of media. He's too wonderful and kind.
He's too perfect.
At some point, we got to strike back. You know what I mean? So I think people are kind of ready for it.
The Empire Strikes Back at UHF, Star Wars X. But here's a mashup I would like to see. Ugg boots. Okay, they look cute.
Mm-hmm.
They should make Ugg boots for men. Okay, that aren't. They have the fuzzy inside and they're cozy, but they're kind of like rubberized and like rugged.
Yeah,
like rubber Ugg boots, Goodyear X Ugg boots. Something like that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day because I saw a man walking in Marina Del Rey, a dad with his kids, and the dad had shorts and Ugg boots on. And my friend freaked out. He goes, that dad doesn't give a F. He's just walking around with Ugg boots on, and it's July.
Yeah.
I'm like, he was hating, but I'm thinking, I like that.
Yeah, this guy's got it going on. I remember getting Ugg boots for Christmas once when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know what they were. It was just like, yeah, you might like these, when it's really cold. I was like, whoa, these are really cool. Oh, thanks. I'd never seen them before. I didn't know anything. I stayed inside playing video games. I didn't know anything about that stuff. So I wore them. And then I remember only months later, everywhere I read was like, the most white girl thing anyone could wear are these Ugg boots. Oh my God, I'm so tired of Ugg boots. Like it was some kind of lame thing. And I was
right. It was the thing to make fun of or something.
So,
yeah. And I was like,
wow, someone genuinely got it for you as a gift for you to wear as a boy?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't know.
Because they're for girls.
Are they? Yeah. I don't know. Hey, there were no barriers in my house, when I was a kid.
They're very progressive.
They're for all, what do they call that? Unisex. They're unisex, Brent.
Yeah.
Right. Your family use unisex?
Oh yeah.
Okay, well let's come up with a crossover for Rocco. Rocco, when you were working at Blockbuster, I know you were probably renting mostly games, but do you remember any movie back then that was like your top movie?
Oh yeah, Spielberg's first movie, Duel.
Oh yeah, with the car.
They had a rare VHS of that, and I always recommended it to people, and they were like, "This looks stupid." But
okay, so Duel, and then what was your favorite video game from back then?
Oh, from back then, again, probably Resident Evil 4.
Duel X Resident Evil 4.
Yeah,
but we're talking about a lot of bad guys here, so maybe the Duel car becomes the good guy.
No, I think you're just the regular guy, but you're hiding from big diesel trucks.
What if
now you're getting into Maximum Overdrive, Stephen King's Maximum Overdrive.
Is Resident Evil about zombies?
Now 4 though, the series kind of got away from zombies. It was more just kind of like
monsters.
No, it was like dudes with they were infected by Las Plagas, which was actually a viral. It was like an infection, but they weren't like zombies.
Yeah.
They weren't dead.
Oh, so they can be cured
by killing them.
Oh, okay.
But that's it.
Okay, we have a couple. We have some more good questions here. Let's cycle through them. Now, what's the rarest or most prized memorabilia in your collection?
Oh man, in our
you have a big collection, video game collection.
Oh, is that what they're?
No, memorabilia. It's not video game related.
Oh, okay.
So they're talking about something Mega 64 related, or just something personally that I have.
It doesn't say. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that's a really good question. I have Oh, I can't think of any.
Actually, Mauricio asked that question.
Oh, Mauricio's a good guy. Shout out.
That's right up his alley. Right up his alley.
Yeah, that is up his alley. In the original, you guys will be really interested in this. I'll try to make the explanation as long as possible. But in the in the first seasons of however many seasons of Power Rangers, they fought a bad version of the Power Rangers called the Psycho Rangers, and they could not be killed. So how they got rid of them was there was a monster that could turn things into data. Like he would zap someone and they turn into like a memory card. So they used that. They turned it on the Psycho Rangers and turned them into memory cards. And that's how they were defeated. They were just turned into memory cards. So like, don't ever pop in that memory card. That was the only like rule. Like, okay, I think they're fine as long as no one pops in those memory cards. Anyway, I have some of the screen used memory cards that the actual ones from the show. I used some, yeah, they had a big stack of them. So I don't know if it's like specifically the one or two, but I have,
does the memory card you have one of the evil Rangers in there?
They might be. I'm not gonna check because I was told not to.
Dude, wow. Put it in an old computer at the library or something just to see what's in there.
Maybe, but it's like clear. It's like clear plastic that big, with like fake chips on it. Like I don't know how to describe it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're not actual memory card, but even if they were, I don't think I'd be down with that.
You have to just put spark plugs on it and then hook it to the computer. Blow it up.
I'm not willing to get involved.
Right. I mean, why not? Let's not take the risk.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's another kind of similar question. What do you do with your old action figures when you need to make room for new ones? Only so much shelf space. Am I right?
I do collect a lot of stuff. Like I do this thing on YouTube called Figure Update where I showed like the new like figures I like imported from Japan or whatever and stuff like that. But in terms of making room, I just move them to the side and put more next to them. That's
you know what? That reminds me. I have my most prized collectible right behind me.
What is it?
That fan with no wings on it or whatever.
I'm excited to see what this is. Is he getting? Oh, I think I might know what this is.
Well, look. First of all, the Dyson air amplifier that I got from my uncle's house.
Ooh.
He was cleaning out some junk and it was unused. I grabbed it.
Dude, congrats.
Okay, here it is.
Whoa.
It's the Chippy. This is like a prototype. I don't know if they ever actually gave these out or mass produced them, but by the way, I designed the original Chippy.
Oh, no kidding.
That they use on Tim and Eric.
Wow.
Yeah, I designed that.
Oh, wow.
And then Chris Chapin, one of the Photoshop wizards on the show, he kind of finished it. But I remember the stock photo I took it. It was like a doctor with a fisheye lens looking at the camera, and I took one eye and flipped it.
Oh, wow.
That's how I made the eyebrows. And then I put a mustache. But then Chris Chapin. So, yeah, there's that.
Wow.
I got like a one-off print of this, and then I don't know. These aren't so rare, but this is,
Yeah, I was gonna say
Bird Up Eric Andre show.
Yeah,
double-sided. It's double-sided too. So.
Oh wow! Oh, they went deluxe on that one.
Yeah.
Damn, that's cool. Yeah,
So you collect a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah. My house looks like a Toys R Us threw up in it.
You collect action figures, and
wait. So how do you make room for the new ones though?
He pushes to the side. He says.
Okay, I was thinking about my Chippy thing.
He pushes to the side. All he does is push to the side. The new ones come in.
That's really it. People are always asking like, how do you make? You're adding all this stuff. How do you make room? I don't know. I just do. I add another shelf and I put more. Like
you find space. Like right behind you, you can make room.
Exactly.
What's your most prized action figure?
My most prized action figure. That's a good question. I would say it's not really a figure. It's not like just like a normal action figure like a dude, but like, did you play did anybody here play Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain? Anybody? Nobody?
No.
I played Metal Gear Part 1 on Nintendo.
Okay. Well, in the newest one, he lost his arm, so he got like a prosthetic arm that has all these tools and stuff. and I got like the full size arm. Like I got it like when you go into my home, there's just like a giant prosthetic arm with like that. It's probably that. I just think it's cool. Just a big fake arm.
How do you get that?
I was really quick on a Japanese import website. I was just like, I knew it was going up and they only made so many of them and I needed it. Because I've never seen them do like a prosthetic limb before.
And you did this motion that you were pushing.
This is reload. Yeah.
Reload. Were you you kept on bidding? You didn't care how high it went?
It wasn't bid. No, it wasn't bidding. It was just an import site that was going to list it.
Got it.
You know, I didn't have to bid on anything. I don't really do the auction thing too much.
You don't? Okay. And do you collect, what else do you collect besides action figures and prosthetic arms?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of
video games, I guess.
It's just stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know if I would say I collect that. I mean, I'll play them, but yeah, a lot of figures and a lot of like old. I mean, we were talking about Disneyland earlier, but I love like weird old theme park stuff. You know, so.
Oh yeah, like the pen flashlights. Remember those?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Remember the pen flashlights? Those were cool.
Yeah. So like stuff like that. I have like old posters from like the World's when Disney made all their stuff for the World's Fair in the 60s. Like I have stuff from that and like.
Isn't that where Epcot Center debuted or something? Was it the World's Fair?
No, it didn't debut there, but Epcot was meant to like.
No. It was Spaceship Earth or whatever that debuted, I think, at World's Fair, right? It was something like that. Right?
It wasn't.
No. It was the Carousel of Progress. That's what
Carousel of Progress. Yeah, I have a
Carousel.
poster for that from the 1964 World's Fair. Yeah,
right. That's that. Yeah. Okay.
Stuff like that, like old theme park stuff. Like for some reason, like from that era.
I love old Disneyland. You know.
Yes.
And I hate that they try to update things. You know, and it ruins. Yeah. But that's something that's so great about Disneyland is that there are certain things that are pretty much unchanged since they came out in the 60s or 50s or 60s or whatever, or 70s. And when they updated, it sucks, you know? Like the submarine ride was one of my favorite attractions. And then when they updated it with Finding Nemo and put these the hologram projections, oh boy, ruined it.
You know what's funny though with stuff like that is sometimes behind the scenes, that's the only way that they can save those attractions and things like that, because I know in the case of that one, the submarine ride had closed for a decade or more, and then when it came back, it was Finding Nemo. It was totally lame, but I know behind the scenes they were planning to just gut that, like, hey, rip the submarines out, like, oh, but that's a classic, oh, you can't do that, and they were like, nah, it costs too much, rip it out. But then I know people internally who wanted to keep that ride there, they were like, well, what if we themed it to Finding Nemo? And then they'd be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, okay, let's keep it. That's good. That's good promotion for Finding Nemo. And that's how it stayed. So it was like either that or bulldoze it, you know? So, but is that, I don't know, was that worth doing, or I don't know. You just.
Well, you want some more questions from Facebook? And I got Instagram questions now too.
I'd rather talk about old rides for another solid 90 minutes if that's cool.
I'm cool with that, man. You know, I used to go to Great America in outside of Chicago, and I can't remember the town it is, but the Eagle was the biggest wooden roller coaster I think in the world at one point.
Oh yeah,
the American Eagle.
Yeah. I think everything that I've ever been on, any show or podcast or anything, at some point I end up diverting it into like old Disneyland stuff. So I'm totally
I love
fine
old Disneyland.
Let's go. I mean,
by the way, my cousin.
Do you go to Disneyland a lot, Rocco?
Not now, but fairly. I mean, it's between here. We go up to LA all the time. You know, and it's kind of like the midpoint between here in San Diego and LA. So like, yeah, we have like annual passes. We could just like pit stop there for like just a little bit and then go home, you know? So yeah, over the years.
That's where the convention was. And weren't you going to Disneyland with the whole crew when I did the Mega 64 convention a couple of years ago?
Yeah. That's how we have it as like a 2-day thing where day one, we do like a mini convention in this like hotel or whatever. We do that the first day, and then the second day, we go to, it's in the Anaheim area, so we go to Disneyland with like all our viewers and fans and stuff. And it's fun. It's actually, we have a great time every year. But
Have you been to Disney World?
Yeah. Only in the last few years, actually, because I obviously grew up here. But
Yeah, I only went once to Disney World, and it was for the first time in 2009. And that was.
You got to admit, World is kind of superior than Land.
No, it's not actually. Land is better than World.
You got Epcot?
It doesn't matter. Here's the problem with World. Okay, World tries too hard a lot of the times. Like they cater it towards a different audience. I feel like. And
yes, they do.
Well, one would kind of find it hard to believe that there's any subtlety at any Disneyland park or Disney park. There is a little more subtlety at Disneyland than there is at World.
Oh, really? Is it subtle when some children sing "It's a Small World" at your face for 20 minutes? Meanwhile, the Disney Corporation keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. What are they trying to tell me? What are they trying to say? This ironic statement.
It's the way that the performances are and stuff. Plus, Disney World, it's a really weird place. But there are some cool stuff. There is some cool stuff at Disney World, but Land, it's kind of just better. You know?
I went to Disney World when I was a kid. We drove in a station wagon from Illinois to Orlando the first time I went there. And it's the first time I've been to Florida, and I loved it. But I don't really. Yeah. I haven't been there since I was a child. So
First of all, the castle, by the way, the castle's better at Disneyland than at Disney World.
Yeah. Well,
it's Sleeping Beauty's castle. It's better than Cinderella's castle.
Can you go in the castle, or do you just look at it and fireworks go off?
No, you can go in. You can. The one in Disneyland, you can. There's a little tour you go through inside.
There's a little diorama tour.
Yeah.
Huh.
Can't do that in World, I don't think.
Oh yeah, I don't know what's in. I've only been there once, but I don't. But about Disney. Oh, speaking of World versus Land and how they cater to things and updating things.
Yeah.
So my favorite attraction at Disneyland is the Enchanted Tiki Room.
Oh yeah.
Again, it's kind of like a time capsule.
Yeah.
I think it came out in '64, and it's pretty much unchanged. I think there's just one song that was omitted since it came out, just to make it shorter. But it's not a big change.
Yeah.
In Disney World, they try to update it by having the host become Iago from Aladdin, and they try to do modern songs for the show.
Yeah.
And it got so much complaints that they did change it back. But it was
the premise of the new Tiki Room was they would sing songs about how boring the old one was. And it was super like hurtful to who really liked the original. You would go to it and it's like Gilbert Godfrey singing about how much it sucks.
Right.
Like, no more of those old songs. And it's like, I used to really love the old Tiki Room. Okay.
Right.
It burned down. The new one, when they updated it, it burnt. It had a fire and burned down. And after that fire, they went, hey, just restore it back to the old one.
This is
let's ask another question.
From the Tiki gods.
Oh, is that the one with all the birds coming in?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that's no offense, guys. I know maybe you're just from here and there's something that I'm not understanding, but when I went in there, I was like, all right, when's this going to end? Get me out of here.
We went when my brother had like never gone, or he hadn't since he was a little kid. And then a couple of years ago when we did that Mega 64 event, he went, and I was like, dude, this is a classic. You got to see this. It's like untouched since the 60s. And yeah, that was exactly his reaction. He sat through it and was just like, yeah, you're into this, huh?
One thing that
I mean, I appreciate, whatever cheeky old-timey stuff like that, but I don't know.
It's a lot of, I think for me, it's like there were such acclaimed artists back then that worked on, like, all these guys that did all this great work on the Disney animated movies, and like all these famous artists from back then, they all got called to work on that, and so I think I kind of like see that in there. It's kind of
I get that.
It was the first animatronics.
Yeah.
The first animatronics of all time.
Doug, we're going to break you on that. I'm telling you, like, by the end of this, you're going to.
No, I mean, like, on paper and everything, it sounds great, but like, have you ever been to have you ever been to House on the Rock in Wisconsin?
No.
You guys want to see some crazy, cool vintage weird stuff. You got to check
Yeah.
that place out.
Okay.
I like
Um,
that. It just feels like you're in the 60s for a second.
No, this
you know?
place is
Yeah.
this what this thing is, or even older. Or
House
something.
on a Rock.
House
first
on the
time
Rock. It's almost hard to even explain. It's this weird eccentric millionaire bought this house and he built it into this like mountain, and he filled it with these crazy contraptions like these bands that play like all these instruments that are hooked up to like rubber pipes and stuff, and they automatically play, and it sounds, you just have to see it. It's like incredible, like all these like weird old timey contraptions with like pneumatic pipes that make them work and stuff. It has kind of like that vibe to it.
That sounds cool, but the Tiki Room, man.
Now I'm going to show you some clips. Okay, I'm going to email you some clips. You got to understand what I'm saying. All right.
Okay.
You know,
All right, we'll do it. We'll settle it.
one last thing I just want to mention about Disneyland. Well, maybe there'll be more later, but first time I went on Interspace,
Yeah.
which is no longer, I was really scared for some reason. It just looked like it was going to be really scary.
Yeah.
And I was crying, actually. And I went on it. And after I got through the ride, I thought, that was actually really cool. I want to do it again. And we weren't going to wait in line and do it again. But the next time I went to Disneyland, which was a year later,
Yeah.
I said, okay, we've got to go on Interspace. This time I'm going to go on the ride and enjoy it this time, because it actually is really cool. And it was closed forever because they were going to replace it with Star Tours.
Yeah.
So that was the one that got away.
Even back then, Star Wars was little by little taking over every corner of the park.
Yeah.
So
And you know what? I'll say one more thing. Have you ever been to the LA County Fair?
I don't know if I have.
I don't think I have.
I'm telling you, it blows Disneyland away.
No.
Oh yeah.
It's,
Oh,
before you dismiss it, go check it out. It's like
Okay.
crazy.
Okay. I'm gonna check that out.
what's so
like-
crazy about it?
ASAP.
Just like it looks like it's just like a DIY Disneyland. It's so rickety and I don't know. It's just more fun. It seems
That's where
more fun. to me.
you really want to go on the rides.
That's where you go on the rides. It's
Anything
like people
DIY.
watching is funny. The weird food that they sell is like crazy. It'll be like lobster elote tacos. Like, they'll have like you'll like have a hamburger made out of like pretzels and donuts and, and it's all deep fried. They make all crazy kind of food there.
Yeah. They canceled the we have the San Diego County Fair, and I think it's a lot of the same vendors and stuff. Or
Probably the same.
yeah, but we have that here every year, and obviously it was canceled. But one of the biggest food vendors that makes all that weird stuff is based out of San Diego, and they were like, we felt bad that the fair got canceled, so you know what? We're just gonna this one mall. They're gonna let us just set up our booths in their parking lot, so we're just gonna do that. So wear a mask and come, So we did it, and it was like, it's funny. There's things you're willing to eat in a fair setting. Like, hey, screw it. Let's, I'll try this and let's walk around and do that. But when you're just kind of like by yourself in a mall parking lot, it's not as fun. It's like, deep fried taffy. All right. Well,
yeah, they deep fry.
Today.
I like how creative they get with the deep fried stuff.
Yeah. But the deep fried taffy was good. I don't want to misrepresent myself.
The deep fried Oreos were good. I had that.
Yeah.
And when they say deep fried, they don't just take Oreos and deep fry. They're batter dipped.
Yeah.
And deep fried. And then they give you some kind of like dip in chocolate.
So it's kind of a
Chocolate,
salty, sweet kind of thing.
Yeah, it's just that salty sweet. It's the best combo.
Oh, absolutely.
The best crossover.
Hey,
That's the
Okay,
most
so
epic
look,
crossover.
Rocco, we got to wrap up here.
Okay.
well,
I don't know. Did you know? Did Brent tell you? But we do a little bonus 30 minutes for the Patreons, which
Okay.
you can stick around if you want, but that's totally optional. We understand if you're busy or something.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
great.
cool. Well, let's wrap the main show here. Rocco, Mega 64,
Yeah.
YouTube.
YouTube. People already know you have tons of fans, obviously, because there's tons of crossover with our fans because people are leaving tons of questions that we can get to after dark. But
Yeah.
how would people find you if they don't know?
Yeah. Search us. search Mega64 on YouTube. We're Mega64 on Twitter. We're on Twitch. We're always streaming. Like we stream our over decade plus of videos on Twitch like 24/7.
Oh,
Like,
really?
I think we're one of the few channels that streams 24 hours a day because we have so many videos.
That's so cool.
How many hours of videos do you have, do you think?
Dude, I don't even. I'm trying to think of how much we have on there, but like we have a podcast too, so I don't know if that factors in. But it's oh my god, days and days and days and days.
Wow.
So yeah, we're Mega64 podcast on Twitch. If you ever want to look us up on there, we stream all the time. And then yeah.
Cool.
Search
Thank you,
Mega64
Rocco.
wherever. Thank you. Thank you
And-
guys for letting me.
Yeah.
Our pleasure.
And we will see everyone else next week on
Poundcast.
The Tiki Room tribute. Sorry.
Okay,
The
peace.
Tiki Room Tribute Hour.
That's right. Peace.
Welcome to the Poundcast. Sorry, Doug Lucenow, Brent Weinbach, and brought to you in part by Louisville Vegan Food. Welcome to the Poundcast. Welcome to the Poundcast. Welcome to the Poundcast. Welcome to the Poundcast.